Tried so hard and got so far. In the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. In the end, it doesn't even matter.
Hi everyone and welcome back to the Aussie Moto channel. So we're back out working on the Np300 today, and if you've seen some of my previous videos, you'll notice something's a little bit different with the car, and we're referring to something up the front. Now, with that being said, we are going to be traveling backwards in time a little bit to before I fitted these parts up. We're going to do a quick unboxing of them and then actually getting to the installation. But if you want to see the journey, stick around, give us a like and a subscribe, and if you haven't seen any of my previous videos, go and check those out as well. They might help you out with some of your mods or things you want to do to your car. Let's get into it.
As you can see, they come nicely packaged, really well made. Now, with the MPs, a lot of people don't actually realise, but they have to step them down as they go into the guards for your short entry stuff. The main reason why, there's a second one. So, the second one isn't going to be currently plumbed up. That will be getting done in the future. I've got some other ideas and plans for the way I wanted it. They do a plumbing kit for them, but they're quite a bit more expensive, so I didn't go down that path. But we've got that, plus all the other stuff in here, which is the new airbox, and we've also got another box here, which we'll be installing in a separate video. Alright, so now that we're back over at the MP, we're going to get to work by removing the airbox here, the ECU cover and the ECU, as well as the washer bottle filler point. There is a new washer bottle that does go inside the guard, and that comes in the kit from the guys over at KingFab. It's an awesome kit compared to some of the other ones I've seen, and it pretty much comes with everything you need.
Now, one thing I did forget to mention that I also upgraded the hose clamps on this kit as well as the previous ones I've installed. The kits do come with some quality stainless steel clamps, but are a little bit thin and flimsy for my liking. So upgrading those to a thicker and better sealing hose clamp is a really nice peace of mind.
Is not the first Snorkel I've installed, but every time you do one, it is terrifying because you have to cut into your fresh guards. As you probably saw just before, I am putting jewels on it, which means I have to do it twice. And some people love jewels, some people hate them. I've run jewels on most of my cars for a period of time. I was actually probably one of the first people in Perth to do it about 10 or 12 years ago on my red GQ. These were built by BMK Customs. This come out around the same time that, if anyone remembers, Manny Burton's LS3 GQ Patrol. Now, he brought his out pretty much as I put mine up. I think that the dual snorkels proportion the front end of the car really nicely, and like I said, some love them, some hate them. But we're going to get to work, remove all this stuff, and hopefully not waste too much more time. So now that we've removed all those bits and pieces, what we're going to do is get in and actually remove the inner guard liner on both left-hand and right-hand side wheels. I'm not going to put that all on camera. It's pretty much just going to be all fiddly stuff trying to get them out, and all they are is held in by a couple of screws and then a lot of these little push clips up under here. So we're going to get all those out of the way, and it's going to make it easier for us to be able to obviously get in and access all the bits and pieces in here. After a little bit of time, we've now got the guard taped up and the template on. We've put it on and off about 20 times, trying to get everything lined up the best as possible. It's a little bit hard, obviously, as it's a piece of paper and it sort of twists and warps a bit, but hopefully we've got it in the right spot, because if not, it's going to be bad. Besides that, we've obviously removed the inner guard and the washer bottle, which sits up in there. And the only thing that you need to remove off the washer bottle is the pipe and also the connector for the washer motor. And it's just those two bolts that sit up in there. So one up in that spot and one up in that spot, which are two 10 mils. And then it locks in at the back up on this little lip just here. So once you've done that, you can sort of drop down and get that out of the way. And like I said, we've got an aftermarket one to put in there that comes with this kit. So we'll mark this out with a black texter. And there we have the template completely marked out. So we're going to go around to the opposite side, get it all over and done with, and then we can get to cutting. And that's the opposite side all marked out. Now you will notice that I'm cutting this with an angle grinder. I've done this many ways in the past, but I do find the angle grinder actually be the most efficient way that I have available. I do have a brand new hole saw, but I have also installed a Snorkel in the past and had it slightly slip, causing a little bit of damage to the paint, so I really didn't want to risk that again. So the easiest option was out with the angle grinder, and to finish it all up with a flap wheel at the end to make the edges nice and smooth and fit the Snorkel in perfectly with minimal gap. Not only that, I also like to move around a fair bit to keep heat away from the paint and minimise distortion in everything. Alright, and that's the Snorkel sort of sitting up in place. We've got the pinch weld going all the way around it, it's sort of sitting in there. We have gone and drilled the holes out in the pillar just here and put in the riv nuts. So that's ready to go. Obviously it's not hooked up, or it's not bolted down yet, as we need to run the piping through and do the next step. Gotta go grab my other light in a second and pretty much drill out the hole in there, get everything lined up, fit the ECU bracket, and then we can mount the airbox in there and get all that ready. Okay, so we've done a few other little bits and pieces off camera. It's getting a bit late, so I've just sort of pushed through it. We've mounted up the airbox. We've got a single bolt here, the earth point that's just down in there, and a single bolt down the bottom, which secures the airbox. The ECU cover, the ECU bracket, just there. That's held on by 4 M6 Allen key bolts. ECU goes on the back side, and then the earth strap that sits down in there goes on the bolt that's just down the bottom, and then that's held on by 2 M6 bolts that go through the bottom through some factory holes that are down in there. So we're just fitting up the airflow sensor at the moment, and once we've done that, we'll get to actually plumbing up this Snorkel, fitting the washer bottle. So still got heaps to do, and dark outside, fire's roaring, so we'll get into it. A couple of hours have passed now, and as you can see, we've made some good success. Air filter, airbox, relocation bracket, washer bottle, reservoir filler bracket, whatever you want to call it, is done. The Snorkel's all in and bolted down. We've just got the passenger side to finish up, or to start actually. And I just want to get everything done just in case, but now we're going to do this. And like I said, it's pretty late. It's about 10:30 at night, so finish this up, get it done, and then we can start it up finally. So this is the finished product, and it definitely looks pretty cool. So they both turned out really well, very happy with it. A lot of fiddling around to get things obviously 100% right, just to get all the edges perfectly, make sure everything fits without having too much gap. So it was all about taking a couple of mil at a time, then test fitting again, and going back for a second try. So, like I said, very happy with it. And we'll do a quick test start. It is 9 past 12 now, so won't be able to do much for rev, but I want to hear what this thing sounds like, and we'll come back out tomorrow and give a final one. All right, I've let it warm up for a couple of minutes. We'll give it a quick rev, but yeah, still a little bit cold, so I won't do too much. That is insane. All right, back till tomorrow. All right, so it's the next day and we're out in the MP and we're going to be doing a bit of a sound comparison. So first off, it's very noisy. The induction sounds are definitely within the top 2 cars I've ever heard. It's quite bad, honestly. Like, it's a great noise, but over long drives you definitely couldn't have the window down unless you don't mind being a bit deaf. But driving with the windows up, it's very bearable. It's actually quite nice. It's just got a little bit of noise there. And once we've done a bit of a windows up and down and a sort of cruising and throttle comparison, we'll also go and jump in my partner's MP as well, which has got the factory airbox still in it, and it's got a King Fab's Snorkel hooked up to that. Now that one there, you could honestly drive all day with the windows down. It's quite nice. It's a very similar noise to pretty much driving this one with the windows up. And yeah, you can definitely cruise around in that all day without getting sick of it. So we'll bring the camera over and you guys can have a bit more of a listen to it. So that was with the windows up. Nice little note when you're on and off the throttle. Not too bad when you're cruising along. You can sort of just hear a little bit, but it's not bad at all. And now we're going to wind the windows down. A bit of a listen to that. As you can hear, there is quite a difference between the windows up and down. With the windows up, you could drive all week and you wouldn't have any sort of an issue. But even after that short clip just then, I can already hear the sound difference between my 2 ears. The right one's definitely a bit more sensitive and a bit more deaf. But if that's sort of what you're going for, you love the induction sound, you know, the aftermarket airbox option is for you. And honestly, I wouldn't change it at all. I love the sound, but yeah, just getting used to driving with the windows up all the time now, except for mainly around town and stuff. So we're going to jump in the partner's car when we get back and give you a comparison of what that sounds like with the factory airbox and Snorkel, and hopefully that can help you guys out for what you're trying to pick and what you're trying to get out of it. Okay, so now that we're in the partner's Navara, we'll do a bit of a sound comparison with the Snorkel on this. As I said, it has got the standard airbox on it and just the aftermarket King Fab Snorkel. So I'll turn the camera around and let you guys have a listen to that. So this is cruising with the windows up. As you can see, there is quite a lot of difference with the 2 Snorkels one with obviously the factory airbox and the other one with the aftermarket airbox. If you're really not after that huge induction sound all the time and you love driving with the windows down, the factory airbox probably is the better way to go. But if you don't mind sort of having the noises all the time, then why not go the aftermarket? Like I said, I wouldn't change mine. It is it's awesome sound, but yeah, for the partner, I think she would end up hating it, driving it around as a daily. So that's probably going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you got a bit of knowledge and a bit of entertainment out of it, and it's going to help you out with if you're fitting a snorkel up to your MP or even to another car that's similar. They're all going to be about the same. There was a few clips that unfortunately didn't work out, so they didn't make the video. Otherwise it would have had a little bit more information in it, but hopefully you've got enough to get you in the right direction, and yeah, like I said, get some enjoyment out of this one. So speaking of videos, I've also just invested in a new camera and stuff that we're going to be using. I've got a couple of other videos already recorded, so it probably won't be used for the next upcoming videos. But after that, hopefully the quality improves a little bit. We've also got a few other things like some mounts, a new tripod and other bits and pieces coming, as well as looking to invest in a drone in the future to get some of those aerial shots and some more stuff when we're actually off-road. If you did enjoy any of this and want to see more and what's to come of the channel, please give us a like and a subscribe. It really means a lot and it makes me want to continue with making all this. So until then, I'll catch you in the next one.